Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Divine Light and Love Oracle with Stella. Today is Tuesday, June 4th, 2019, and I am pleased to be here with you tonight to share a message that Spirit placed upon my heart earlier this morning that literally, up until just a few moments ago, finally came to fruition. So sorry, folks. I know I'm a little bit late. I mentioned I would try to be here for 7, but time is fluid, so there you have it. But anywho, I hope everybody had a really good day today. I hope you have been filled with light and love and encouragement. If you listened to last night's message, it really is an absolutely beautiful love story about you and finding yourself, self-love, self-respect, finding your soul family, your soul tribe, soul mates, and coming into your power and knowing that you are deserving of absolutely healthy, loving, reciprocal connections that bring joy, fulfillment, and learning. Good evening. Hi. Oh my gosh, it's like the all-stars for the Golden State Warriors just arrived in the room, y'all. We've got darling DJ, dynamic Jennifer, beautiful Victoria. So glad you guys are here. Kate's here. Yay. I am so glad you guys are here. Welcome, 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 welcome. You guys are going to probably laugh at me, but I have to tell you, the message that came through from Spirit about tonight is actually something that I think quite a few people will resonate with because it's part of this overall experience from the twin flame journey. And what I was prompted to entitle the message is Post-Traumatic Twin Flame Syndrome. So instead of PTSD, it's Post-Traumatic TFS. So PTTFS. And I feel that the reason why Spirit is guiding to touch on this topic is that many people on this journey have experienced trauma. And trauma is a very real thing. Trauma affects our bodies in a physiological way, our emotions. There's a lot to be said about trauma. For anyone who has ever encountered or known of anyone with PTSD, you know all too real that trauma is a very serious thing. However, in relation to this twin flame journey, I think it is noteworthy that we discuss and get inspiration from Spirit about dealing with the traumatic aspects of the twin flame journey. Many of us were completely unaware of what was going on when we discovered we were on the journey. I think many people felt that there was a connection to another individual and that there were similarities and synchronicities and a magnetism drawing us to them or vice versa. What we didn't anticipate or necessarily know is that the universe, source, and Spirit utilized that connection to draw us deeper into our spiritual understanding, connection to source, connection to Earth and Mother Gaia, and to develop strengths, including the ability to forgive, love unconditionally, respect, have boundaries, and maintain peace and balance in our own lives. Yes, Jennifer, you're absolutely right. In fact, there's a book, I believe it's called The Body Keeps the Score. Stress of any sort does store up in our tissues, and it can cause all kinds of havoc on our bodies. And so, I know many people have covered the topics about ascension symptoms and symptoms associated with upgrades and downloads and energetic shifts, but after we've gone through all of that, it's kind of like when a doctor has, done all their labs and tests to try to diagnose and get to the nitty-gritty. Underneath a lot of that, I believe, are individuals who are experiencing post-traumatic twin flame syndrome. I feel like a lot of people, the whole twin flame journey kind of flipped their world upside down. It shifted their perspective, their thinking, triggered wounds or triggered a recollection of wounds and injuries that have happened. And if unprepared, one may not even be willing to try to heal or deal or feel any of that. And so this is what we're going to be covering tonight. And I felt such peace because the decks that I was guided to, there were 6 decks particularly, and they were all angel decks and life purpose decks and peace oracle. And I felt so much joy in gathering these decks together because I really believe that our angels are here to help guide us, encourage us, and uplift us through this journey. And so as we are healing, evolving, ascending, we're going to be able to share our wealth of knowledge with others and help them on their journey. Hi, Leo Sun. Good evening. Yes, so please post a message to Good Vibe Tribe. Please let Radhika know. Shannon, anyone, Megan, anyone you can think of, that Angelina who wants to jump on this tonight. Light workers, we're coming together for a beautiful purpose tonight. I know we've done a lot of purging, we've done some cleansing, we've done healing. We believe that it's not just on a spiritual and emotional level, but on a cellular level as well, that we're healing in our DNA, we're healing in our tissues. And so we do need to talk about this topic so that we can understand it, explore it. So excuse me, I'm going to ask that you guys, hi Victoria, that you guys will jump in and please keep the chat interactive about this topic, because whenever someone comes into the room or they're watching the playback, I believe that each one of you is a powerful contributor. We are a team of light workers. There is no I in we. And as I've said before, this is a collaborative space. Spirit has assembled a body, a team of light workers to come together, not only to support one another, but to help support humanity. And so as we all come together, we are bringing forth knowledge and enlightenment and encouragement and inspiration. So first and foremost, I thank you and appreciate your presence and being here. So what I want to do before we get started with the cards is first I just ask for blessings of light and love upon this room and upon each individual that's here. I ask for peace, clarity, and enlightenment, healing, acknowledgement of anything that needs to be addressed within ourselves, that we're able to course correct in real time. And if anyone does enter the room that is in need of support, light and love, that we are in tune with their energy and can help serve and support them through encouragement and enlightenment. So thank you, Spirit Source. Thank you, Mother Gaia. Thank you for our archangels being present. And may this be a blessed opportunity for us to learn and love in the light together. Thank you. Yes. Amen and namaste. So I wanted to start with a video that I encountered on YouTube today as I was driving down the road, and it really clicked that I went, aha, yep, this is exactly in line with what Spirit was sharing about post-traumatic twin flame syndrome. So I'm going to play this video, and let me first share, and I'll share the link again at the, probably in the comments section, is what I'm thinking. But the video is called How to Understand Trauma, and it is from Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it's a relatively short video, but I feel like it's impactful. and is definitely in alignment with what we are working on and what we will be discussing in tonight's video topics. So if you guys will bear with me for a moment. And again, I give credit to Dr. Joe Dispenza for this video, and I'm hoping that the volume will be loud enough for everyone to hear. And here we go.
Where the emotion and the pain and the suffering exists, and beginning to
Sorry,
work with the
guys.
body.
There we go.
So trauma then can't just be dealt with the 5% of our conscious mind. We have to start getting into the body, where the emotion and the pain and the suffering exists, and beginning to work with the body. I mean, Descartes was so interested in doing scientific experiments on human bodies, and the only place he could get those bodies from was the church. And so he said, okay, how am I going to do this without interfering or creating any problems? Okay, the body's objective. We'll call that the sphere of science. The mind's too convoluted. We'll call it the sphere of religion. You study the mind, I'll study the body. And he created this dualism of the mind-body separation. But we're not cut off at the neck. There's never a time where your body isn't influencing your mind. There's never a time where your mind isn't influencing your body. You have a mind in your body, and you have a body mapped in your brain and mind. So there's no separation. So dealing with the whole organism, the whole being is so important. And the newness of people beginning to integrate different modalities is doing quite a service to a lot of people.
Do you think that trauma is passed down through generations, through DNA, through families? Is there any evidence of that? And if so, is there things we can do about it?
I have to tell you, Brian, that I think about a lot of crazy things. I think about this a lot. I mean, at one point, I was so nurture-oriented, environment, and then I started looking at twins and triplets that were separated from birth that lived completely different lives, but both studied journalism, or both studied theater, or both studied medicine. There's this kind of weird thing that gene is very significant. Now, in fact, I think the spectrum of diversity in environment really has a fundamentally big portion of gene expression. But I also think that genes do have an effect significantly in a person's what's passed down hereditarily. But I do think there usually is an event or something that really switches it on, right? So,
okay,
like
something
you could
in the environment that happens. Okay,
right. I mean, but I do think that what stress is the number one thing. But I think that you could have a proclivity to, say, an example of psychosis, and you can live your first 50 years of your life a little bit different. But you're in a family where your father's a physician and your mother's a lawyer, and you're insulated in a certain way, and yeah, you have some hard knocks, but you go to college and you get a good job and you get married and things are working out, and then all of a sudden you start having some more significant challenges in your life, and then the next thing you know, here comes that gene activated at a certain point. The gene was on the surface, right? So I think that the environment has a important element, but I also think that trauma sometimes is passed down immediately, and the child automatically takes it on. Yeah, I think it can happen as well. So I think there's a kind of a spectrum, but I do think information is passed on closer to the moment of conception. Okay. So if you have a trauma in your life, or you're facing environmentally difficult situations, and you decide to procreate, and your wife or your partner has having a challenging situation as well, and they're under stress, well, that information is being passed to the haploid cells, the sperm and the egg, and it's right on the surface, because that information is going to be the first signal to the gene, so that the forming uterus, embryo in uterus, is got a better chance of survival in the same environmental condition that both progenitors are perceiving. So I think that a lot of times then that the mother's blood flow has a strong influence on what shapes the child as well, and she's perceiving her environment in a similar way and in the same emotional state. And I think, then I think you're selecting and instructing the gene a little bit more, and yeah, it could wind up very close to the surface the moment the child's born. And I think that that's how a lot of genetic disorders are ultimately created. It could be toxicity during a critical period. It could be lack of nutrition during a critical period. But it has to do with the closeness to conception.
So if you were conceived during war or slavery or some kind of an ice age piece, it's very possible that some of those traumas could be passed through, and you might have more of a proclivity to survive in that type of situation.
You may be a better survivor.
Right, and maybe that's been passed on even to further generations where that's no longer the case, but it could be triggered or expressed.
Yeah, and then there's this kind of weird thing about mirror neurons that I think about a lot. Mirror neurons are empathy neurons, Mirror neurons model behavior, So a lioness takes her cubs out to hunt. She doesn't say, okay, you two go that way and us two will go this way. We'll meet in the middle and we'll ambush them. What she says is, watch me. And they're all watching her. They're not looking at anything else but her. And when they're watching her, the observation is actually priming the brain by selecting and instructing the same circuits in her brain, in their brain, as if they were hunting. So by the act of observing, it's shaping their brain so that they can do the same thing that they're being taught, right? So they're modeling behavior. So then you have two parents that are that both suffer a lot because of their past, and they complain a lot, and they're angry and frustrated. Well, the child is getting their brain primed in that same exact way, and they're going to model behavior. That's the terrible twos, You have a 1-year-old kid, the first year of their life, they're really cute and fun, and then they get on their feet at 2 and at 1 year old, and then they're picking things up and seeing how they're made and spilling things over, and you spend a whole year from 1 to 2 yelling at them, saying, no. They turn 2 and you say, put your shoes on, and they go, no. Like, well, where did they learn that from? It's the product of their environment. So
right.
I think mirror neurons also have a strong element. So I think it's nature and nurture, both. And I don't have an exact particular postulate on which is more than the other. I think it's really independent.
All right, guys. So that was just one of the videos, but one of the things that he said that really impacted me, and I'll put these cards back out here, is that on a genetic level, there are people who have a proclivity to stress and trauma, and whatever environment that they grew up in, they experience more of what they're accustomed to, even on a genetic level. So as I mentioned, this message is entitled Post-Traumatic Twin Flame Syndrome. So for people who have encountered a twin who is very disempowered or distorted, as we use with these cards, it's going to help you have a little bit of compassion and understanding from where they're coming from, or perhaps you are the individual who is in distortion, and not knowing right off the bat what the twin flame journey was going to lead you to, which is to your light working abilities, your spiritual understanding, your knowledge, your spiritual gifts. It can be a bit traumatic. And then when you're faced with an individual who mirrors similar traits and qualities to yourself, both the good, the bad, and the ugly, all three, it can be very alarming. And so I feel like Spirit has been helping a lot of us on this journey to understand that we're not alone, to call upon our angels, to reunite with our soul mates, our soul family and soul tribe, to help us so that we can in turn help others. And so what Spirit brought to mind tonight had to do with these two cards to get started with. Now, this energy right here, which we've talked about a little bit, a lot of it, the Ice Queen, Snow Queen, this energy is masculine and feminine related. This is when you have experienced traumas of any sort, your fight or flight mechanisms kick in. And so for individuals on this journey who have encountered a person that they believe to be their twin, and the person is in fight or flight mode, perhaps they will create fights out of what you believe to be as nowhere. Perhaps they run like a bat out of hell when intimacy gets a little bit too real, when they get to be like a fish swimming out of their depth, right? So we're being called to really understand what happens with this energy, both in other individuals and in ourselves, so that we can course correct and continue to move forward in our journeys. Okay? Hi, Chrissy. Good evening. So, ironically, in that video where he mentioned twins, now he was referring to babies, twin babies being born, but it is applicable to twins. If you have come into contact with someone that you believe to be your mirror image, there is a very strong chance that you or them or both of you became traumatized through the experience of getting to know one another, experiencing the honeymoon phase, and then perhaps even experiencing some really turbulent times. Because if you were able to form a connection that was leading to more intimate feelings and connections, in this distortion energy, it is the equivalent of the magnets being in opposite polarities. The more intense the connection gets, the more intense the prompting from within to look at oneself happens. It creates more energy that would trigger either I'm going to cause a fight with you or I'm going to run away from you. And so we're called to have some compassion and understanding for this circumstance, because any one of us can be in it at any time. I mean, if you liken it to seeing your doppelganger walking down the street and you look, it's first you might be a little intrigued, but then it might be really freaky, creepy, weird. And imagine how you would feel if that occurred in, real life in real time. And depending on what mood you were in, what circumstances you were in, seeing a replica or a doppelganger of yourself might just scare the hell out of you. So we're being called to have some compassion and understanding for how we react, because this is very reactive energy. We're not even talking about being responsive here. This is very reactive energy, because not only depending on what their circumstances around their birth and conception was, their home environment where they grew up, their first formative relationships, behaviors that they learned about love and intimacy and relationship, all create the person that you or they are today. And that will explain a lot as to why certain individuals want to fight you like Mike Tyson or run away from you, like rats running out of a church fire. And so in understanding this, we're going to address this as being a trauma. It is, right? Especially if you developed what I believe to be an attachment to the individual, right? If you developed an emotional attachment, a physical attachment to an individual that is in distortion energy, it's like a really big fat repellent just came on the scene, because people who have barriers to intimacy are like this. They can come, like if you started here and it's like, I'm coming closer, I'm coming closer, I'm coming closer. Oh, wait a minute. You're really trying to get close to me. You really want to be intimate with me. I don't know. No, please don't. Oh no, I can't do it. They can't do it because it's too powerful. The energy is too powerful because coming into a real intimate connection with someone is going to require that you become rare, raw, and real. Rare, raw, and real brings you to the closest level of vulnerability that you could possibly have with another human being in a bond. You know, in our mother's wombs, we were rare, raw, and real. We were completely vulnerable, completely supported by the biological systems put in place in order to bring us to birth. You know, our mother's umbilical cord, the blood, the fluid, all these things. But in the midst of all that, we were all just as naked as jaybirds, protected by our mother's wombs. And when we came out and when we are here out in the world, life's experiences cause us to put on these extra protective layers to keep us from getting hurt and experiencing pain. That's why ice, you know, when we think of that movie Frozen and they talk about, you know, don't feel, conceal, you know, don't allow yourself to feel those feelings. This is why this energy is so powerful, be it male or female, because this is, I'm concealing my feelings. I'm concealing how I really feel because I'm hurt underneath. Right? Now, some people, being rare, raw, and real, put themselves out there and someone rejects them. Someone doesn't accept their love. And they get to feeling like they've got to be a little bit defensive. They've got to be a little darker, a little more goth, like, you know, I've been hurt, but I might give someone another chance or somebody a chance, but I'm on guard now. You're not getting past me that easily. Here, I let you in. Here, I'm going to pay attention to what you're about and see if I can let you in or not, because honestly, I'm not sure. And this energy, this warrior energy, makes you definitely a little bit badassy because you're not opening yourself up completely, but you're not closing yourself down completely either. But when you get to this energy, there is a total eclipse of the heart. There is a shutdown that's going to require a meltdown. Okay? That meltdown starts to happen for each person at some point on the twin flame journey. The meltdown happens because you started off as a twin flame. A flame is going to slowly thaw this ice, but it's going to take a long time for a flame to thaw this kind of energy out in yourself, right? But when you discover you are a powerful light worker and not just a flame, your quest causes you to be illuminated inside and outside. And you discover that you are a splendid torch. So this early part of the twin flame journey, it could be, depending on where you are, you have already experienced perhaps distortion energy of your own, distortion energy in the person you perceive as your twin. You may have encountered this frozen queen energy or king energy. You may have encountered a badass energy of someone who's not ready to let anyone in quite yet. And that may have caused you to experience trauma trauma, pain. Trauma and pain are very real things. When we experience trauma, like I'm just going to give an example. A friend of ours had been in an automobile accident recently. And although she didn't sustain a lot of physical injuries, her awareness is heightened. She didn't want to get back behind the wheel of a car. She felt traumatized that this might happen again, so I don't know if I want to take the risk and get back behind the wheel again. But the problem is that in order to support herself, she needed to go to work. And she didn't want to go broke calling Uber to take her to work every time she needed to leave. So she discovered that she was going to have to start to work on healing that trauma before she got to a point where she was not willing to work on it at all. If you've encountered an individual who is in distortion energy and they, by their free will, by their choices, is showing you that they are not ready, willing, or even sometimes able to heal this, your best bet is to pull your energy back and to focus on yourself. Because the trauma is real. It's that old adage of putting all your eggs in one basket. So follow me for a minute here. So you live on a farm and you have eggs. Your eggs are what's going to provide food and financial sustenance for you and your family. You go out to the hen house to collect all the eggs. You put the eggs in one basket. As you're on your way out of the hen house with the eggs, a fox runs by, you trip, the basket goes flying, and all the eggs hit the ground and break. That's why we don't put all our eggs in one basket. But if you imagine that basket as being your heart, you have set your heart, your soul, your mind on this one person. You have built a castle of dreams around this person based on your attachment to them. For some people, it was a sexual attachment. For some people, it was a intellectual attachment, a mental attachment, emotional attachment. Nevertheless, it's all attachment. But you've built this platform around them. And when an outburst, a separation, an argument, a ghosting occurs, the basket drops and all the eggs break and you're left holding the pieces, trying to pull things back together. That takes a lot of energy. Hi, Brenda, welcome. Good to see you again. That takes a lot of energy, guys. That energy would be better served on yourself and serving humanity. So in order to understand this trauma, this post-traumatic twin flame syndrome, you have to recognize that you were hit by a smooth criminal. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? You've been hit by a smooth criminal, whether it's by their own free will or whatever circumstances they grew up in, were born in. You don't know. It's not for you to have to figure out. We'll make ourselves crazy trying to diagnose and understand why people do the things they do. We'd be better served in using that energy to work on ourselves, work on what's eating us. What do we need to correct? What can we possibly improve? And so in order to heal from encountering distortion and wicked ways and ice queen energy, we're going to have to do a hard reset. We're going to have to do a hard reset. And it starts with pulling our energy back to ourselves, not looking at the twin as a mirror reflection, but looking at ourselves in the mirror and getting real with ourselves. In order to overcome this energy, the distortion, and to get to this place where we are rare, raw, and real, in transition, where we can shift gears and be the light worker, the crown of the butterfly bambini, where we are fully illuminated and aware of our spirituality, our gifts, we're going to have to turn the mirror onto ourselves. Right? Right. Okay. So, why this twin flame journey anyway, right? I know a lot of people felt it was to find the one. Oh, you found the one, all right. It's the one that's going to be a catalyst to trigger, prompt, and help you become your most authentic version of yourself. Through all the triggers, through all of the experiences that you've had thus far, it's all building up. It's all a part of your quest. The quest to become the most authentic version of yourself. The quest to understand that you are not just a flame, you are a torch that's going to burn brightly and help heal the world. Okay? So, why go through all of this, right? I know a lot of people are like, why, Stella, why? I'll tell you why. Because you're a powerful light worker. That's why. You are a powerful light worker. And your twin flame journey was to lead you deeper into spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, I am bringing you exoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I know a lot of people feel like, you know what? I could feel my twin. I could feel their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions. I could hear my twin's voice. I could hear songs that were associated with the both of us. I see numbers that are related to both of us. Bravo, excellent. You're absolutely right. But it wasn't necessarily only particularly about that one person. What that was about is you developing your spiritual gifts. Clairvoyance, Archangel Raziel again. I am helping your spiritual sight to fully awaken so you can clearly see heavenly love. And I'm going to tell you who that heavenly love actually is a soulmate of a romantic nature. That love is sent from above. That is somebody who will know how to have a relationship with you that is good for your soul. They don't come in with the false mask. They don't come in under false pretenses. They don't come in trying to deceive you. They are genuinely a friend to you who gives a damn about you. Someone who will not be ambivalent, someone who will not be misleading you or running around and, running hot, running cold. This is somebody who wants to invest in the quality of your life. This is someone who wants to show you you are important to them. Now, we have soulmates, plural. This clairvoyance helps us see heavenly love not just for romantic purposes, but for the purpose of building up our souls, for helping us on this journey. And when I showed this card about the torch, you see there's an individual here, but there is what I call a vortex of light. This is an inferno. This is the collective. Your twin flame journey led you to start sharpening your spiritual senses, which is leading you to soulmates. Okay? Leading you to soulmates, part of this big, beautiful collective that are called to help serve this planet. The tribe of the kindred. These are kindred spirits. These are people that like attracts like. Individuals that say, I carry your heart. I carry yours in mine. Your spiritual gifts will help lead you to a path to individuals who are going to have your highest good at heart and mind. Two hearts, one soul. Soul sisters, soul brothers, soul mates. Other powerful light workers. This journey is going to help you develop clairaudience. Archangel Zadkiel, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind from other people. Your soul family and soul tribe, your soul mates on this journey. Clairrecognizance, Archangel Uriel, pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. See, you were experiencing this all throughout the twin flame journey, not necessarily recognizing it's because you are a powerful light worker. Because you are. Your focus, if you can imagine, would have been like a kaleidoscope. All you could see was that twin, that one person. But through this journey, you learned there's more than just a single flame. It is an inferno. It is a collective. And there are souls that are your mates. I love when I hear people from Australia speak, "G'day, mate." Oh, that's cute. Yeah, mates, shipmates, mates. We're connected. You're also developing your clairsentience. Archangel Ragiel, notice recurring physical and emotional feelings. They signify divine guidance. Your intuition, recognizing your intuition that you may have been conditioned to ignore. You may have been conditioned from early childhood to give away your power and ignore your intuition, but during this twin flame journey, it has prompted you to start listening to your intuition. Start paying attention to the signs around you. Very powerful. This journey was to help you remember who you are. Okay? Put these aside. Okay. All right. Told you guys we're getting down to business tonight. So, what are you being called to do now? Now that you recognize you may be suffering from post-traumatic twin flame syndrome, you may have gotten to this place in your journey where you recognize that you have to work on yourself. Focus on you. What are some things that you can do to help yourself right now in real time? Archangel Jophiel is saying get rid of clutter and clear the energy around you. And you can use feng shui, which is awesome. Because if you think of it, feng shui, if you imagined a room filling with water, are your furniture and accents laid out in a way that water could pass through and flow through that space? If there are any boulders, blockages in your life that need to be cleared out, do so that love can flow in and out freely. Clear your space. You know what to do. Archangel Uriel, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Well, now that your senses have come back online, You're more woke than you've probably been in a very long time. So trust that when that inner knowing, your knower, tells you to do something, prompts you to do something, do it. It's time for leadership. Archangel Gabriel, it's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. That's that inferno, that bright burning collective of individuals. If we are all doing our work, we are helping humanity in a significant way. We are becoming the change in the world that we wish to see. But you have to stand up and focus your attention on what is for your greatest and highest good. Teaching and learning, Archangel Zadkiel, keep an open mind. Learn new ideas, then reach and teach these ideas to others. And I say reach people, you're going to know what medium is going to be best for you, how you can accomplish that. For me, it just happened to be YouTube. You'll find where your reach is. You'll know who your tribe is, who your community is. Teach the ideas to others. I'm just here with decks of cards, experiences and intuition, and a passion to love and help people. And that's why I'm here. You know what your why is, and you'll do what you're supposed to do too. I have faith in that. Yep, we're getting ready to work on this. Spirit already had me pull out the specific chakra cards that we need to talk about. Archangel Metatron, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. And as you can see, there is a grid. So if you're familiar with crystals, there are grids that you can place crystals on and set intentions. And through the power of manifestation, assist yourself, assist your higher self. Archangel Raphael, healthy lifestyle. Eat a healthful diet. Get adequate sleep. Exercise regularly for optimal health. Yes, this is absolutely imperative. Once you recognize that you are important, that you matter, when you withdraw your energy and stop watering dead trees, and you begin to take the time, effort, and energy that you were willing to put into a connection with someone else in favor of becoming healthy and strong in every area of your life, you will see the manifestation of this healthy lifestyle. For some people, it's going to be weight loss. For some people, it's going to be that you find yourself more calm and balanced because you have inner peace instead of turmoil. You find that you think more clearly because your brain is getting adequate rest, so you can hear your thoughts and be mindful. These are all side effects of you deciding that you deserve to live a healthy lifestyle and you deserve to take care of you. Relationship harmony. Archangel Ragiel, we angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. You know why? Because you're choosing not to be quarrelsome. You're choosing not to be reactive. You are focused on harmony within yourself. Your divine masculine and feminine energies are harmonized. They're harmonized within you. You're at home inside of yourself. You know, if you think about it, if you bought a home and there's nothing there, just, it's bare naked house, you typically wait till you've furnished or added some things to make it more comfortable for someone else before you invite them over. The relationship harmony starts within you. When you have that big comfy couch of harmony inside of you where you can sit down and be at peace and feel good about you, then it's a lot easier to invite someone else in to sit on the big comfy couch with you. Well, I guess you'd be sitting on the love seat at that point, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You feel at home in you because you have harmony between your inner masculine and feminine. No tug of war, no big fights. Take your power back. Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. So we're being given a prompting to use our God-given power and our intentions to manifest. And not just manifest anything, manifest blessings in your life. It's a blessing to be alive. It's a blessing to have good health. It's a blessing to have friends and family around you that you know love you. It's a blessing to have soulmates. It's a blessing to have the ability to supply abundance and meet the needs of your households. But it all comes from a mindset starting with intention combined with your God-given power so that you can bring those blessings forward into your life. This is why we have to be careful about the thoughts that we let float through our mind. We have to rid ourselves of any low, dense, negative vibrations. We need to let the fear go and let the love flow. Take your power back, particularly if you were in a toxic twin flame connection. And what I mean by toxic, other than Britney Spears' song, is someone who was not able to maintain the quality and energy of a high vibrational connection, an individual who was deceptive, an individual who was using your time, your money, your attention for, you know the word, go ahead and type it in the chat. You know what word I'm going to use. Fuckery. Take your power back. Stop watering dead trees. When people show you who they are, believe them. A lot of us are still giving CPR to dummies. At least that's what we think we're helping, but we're giving CPR to dummies. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean CPR, resuscitate yourself. Get your power back. Clear. Shock yourself back to life. You may have drained your life force trying to help a twin. The person who needed the help is you. Help yourself. The oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling. You know, when you're in the airplane, they tell you, put the oxygen mask on yourself first, then help the people next to you. Why? Because you need the oxygen. You will not be able to function if you are not breathing in that good-ass prana, baby. Ralph Smart. Take your power back. Take your attention back. Take your energy back. Redirect your finances. Put that flow back into yourself. Overcoming difficulties. Fly away, little bird, fly away. That is the card of you flying away from anything that was not serving you or for your highest good. Archangel Jermiel, the worst is behind you. You are surmounting any previous challenges. You're going up and above now. You're moving beyond. Moving on up. You are being called to do a life review. Archangel Jermiel, take inventory of your life. Resolve to change and heal anything that is unbalanced. Only you can do that. This is where the rubber met the road. You cannot worry about the twin, their childhood, their ex, their baby daddy, their baby mama, their, person in high school who dumped them and broke their heart. You can't worry about what they did, what they're going through. You must focus on introspection and retrospection of yourself, and then course correct in real time so that you can go forward confidently into your future. You are safe. Archangel Michael, I'm protecting you against lower energies and guarding you and your loved ones and your home. This is the importance of calling upon your angels, talking to your angels. They are there to help you. Always. Peace. Archangel Shamuel, peace comes from remembering that only love is real. Okay, so look at this. Whew. Look at that, guys. Do you see? Holding on, letting go, flying away. Holding on, letting go, flying away. Get your peace back. Whether it's you who needs to let go of someone or someone who needs to release you, like that Engelbert Humperdinck song, Please Release Me. Ask for that release. Divine order. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past illusion and see underlying order. All is well. Archangel Jeremiel, everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to with hidden blessings. You will soon understand. So, about those hidden blessings. This card came up previously. Divine disguise. We've talked about this a little bit last night. While you were struggling and fighting and trying to hold on to a twin that very well much could have and can still be a soulmate, even a romantic soulmate, but in distortion, in Snow Queen or King energy, they could not free themselves from those emotions in order to rise up and ascend. So the universe doesn't leave you without other opportunities and options. A soulmate who has been or is to come into your life, who will know how to have a relationship with you that's good for your soul, will be in a divine disguise. So you got to stay woke and pay attention. You'll know it in your knower. You will. Breathe. Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. Open, open, open. Your lungs contain the breath of life. When your lungs are restricted, for people who recognize asthma, COPD, emphysema, it is a struggle to breathe. It's absolutely frightening when you feel like you can't breathe. Some people experience it during a panic attack. They feel like they cannot catch their breath. Post-traumatic twin flame syndrome can feel like you are having an attack on your breath. You feel like you can't breathe. It's so heavy. It's so deep. The energy, the scars, the wounds, the triggers, it's so deep. Breathe. Breathe. Breath work. Breathing in yoga helps you to focus on that oneness of the body, mind, soul, and spirit. That's why you don't do yoga at a nightclub. You go inward, and each breath and inhalation and exhalation draws you closer and deeper into you. You must connect to yourself. Part of the twin flame journey was to prompt you to get in touch with yourself. A lot of us had left ourselves out in the cold in favor of helping other people or trying to make other people's lives better and easier. We left ourselves out in the cold. We're called to warm up. If you've ever done hot yoga, you understand why they call it hot yoga, because your body temperature is rising through that. Hot, sweating. But you have to stay connected to your breathing lest you pass out. You have to focus on your core, your inner being. Many of us have busied ourselves so much, we're not taking in deep breaths. We're not breathing and fully expanding our lungs. We're being called by Spirit to focus on our breathing. You can't breathe for someone else except in CPR. I'm going to tell you what, man, at 19 years old, I had a desire to go into the medical field, and I happened to be out and about with some friends when a really bad accident happened, and someone came in screaming, "Help, does anyone know CPR?" So of course, at that point in my life, my desire was to be a nurse. So I ran out there to see what I could do to help. And it was a motorcyclist that had been hit by a truck in oncoming traffic and then ran over by a little old lady turning the corner and didn't have the reflexes to stop in time. And when I got on the scene, no one was rendering any type of aid. They were all just kind of standing there. And I understand it was pretty scary. We're at a four-way stop. There's gas and a motorcycle engine revving and parts strewn everywhere, and a motorcyclist pinned partially under a vehicle. And at that moment in time, I just decided I'm just going to go ahead and help. And I assessed the situation. I took his pulse. It was dicey, but it was there. And I saw him struggling. It was a young gentleman. His face shield had been ripped off, and he was literally straddling a wheel of this old lady's vehicle, this little granny lady. She was about to go into shock, so thankfully people were able to get into the vehicle with her and try to calm her and comfort her. But that gentleman on the ground was in dire straits, and his neck was broken, as much of his body was. But when his pulse stopped, I knew it was time to start CPR. There was no way for the ambulance, the fire trucks to get to us because traffic was so thick. They were literally driving on and off of the sidewalk trying to get to us. An off-duty police officer jumped up on the hood of a vehicle and was trying to direct traffic. An off-duty nurse happened to come up, had a face shield, and we started doing breaths and compressions. And when I tell you, I don't think I have ever worked so hard in my life. I was absolutely desperate to help this man get a pulse back. And we did, briefly. And at that moment in time, I don't know what came over me, but I let him know that the angels were there with us and that he was going to be okay. And just that quickly, the paramedics got as close as they could, and they literally jumped out of the bus and were running toward us with their bags and the cart in hand trying to get to us. And I was so grateful because I knew at that minute he had a pulse, and as soon as they got within 5 feet of us, his heart stopped and he left this earth. That was one of the most profound experiences I had ever had in my entire life. I was covered in blood because, yes, he was bleeding. My knees were in what seemed to be some type of fluid that came from his motorcycle. The nurse and I just stood there together at the corner waiting for the police, waiting for the paramedics, hoping to hear good news. And they pronounced him dead on arrival. He was gone. and we just cried and we just hugged each other. Two complete strangers. We had never met each other before, but we worked together as best we could to save this individual's life. But when it was his time to go, it was his time to go. There was no more need to continue doing CPR on the dead man. For many of us, we're going to have to learn how to breathe life back into ourselves, into our passions and purposes, because we put so much breath and life into trying to make a relationship or a connection come together or stay together. Our energy is divine and precious in nature. Many of us even know when it is time to call the time of death and to step back from the situation, knowing that the universe has our back. The universe has our back, not just from a caring for all of our needs, but has our back in the manifestation of a soulmate or soul tribe that is there to help us on our journey, both as friends and romantically. Can you trust? Can you trust this? About that gentleman, he was 28 years old. He was a son and he was a brother. And his family reached out to let me know when his services were going to be. You know, our information was in the police report, and his mother wanted myself and the nurse, her name was Gina, wanted us both there. She wanted to thank us personally for being with her son in his last moments on this earth. Now, I lost my mom from cancer when I was 16 years old, so I had a tremendous amount of compassion because that was a very deep experience for me. But it just seems so unnatural to watch a mother bury her only son. And it taught me a very valuable lesson about how precious life is. As shocked as I was when we went to the funeral, we went to the grave site, you know, Gina and I stayed back. We stayed in the back. We were trying to be very respectful and honor this man's memory. We didn't know him. We literally encountered him in his last moments on this earth. And his mother, this is going to make me cry now that I'm recalling this. His mother gave us each a rose, and it had this little charm and a card with the prayer of St. Francis, which she wouldn't have known was one of my most favorite songs from my early childhood. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, ever joy. We can make a difference in people's lives, but we have to recognize when it's time to let go and release and breathe life into ourselves once again. Whew. Wow, y'all. I end up getting deeper and deeper with you each time we come together, but that was one of the most profound moments in my life. You have brilliant ideas. Archangel Uriel says, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. That's why we're back to breathe. Breathe life into your mission. Stop giving CPR away. Focus on breathing life into your mission. Comfort. Many of you who've experienced post-traumatic twin flame syndrome, you're in need of comfort. You feel like you've been through a whirlwind. I know that experience that I just shared with you The adrenaline rush was so powerful. I mean, I think it took me about 3 days to come down from that. I was really shook up. And I was so grateful and appreciative to my friends. I have a lot of very close friends that I've made from early childhood. We're talking, we've been friends for 40, 30 years at least plus. And my friend who we were shopping for shoes at that time, she actually came over to the house and said, I just want to stay here with you for the evening. And she brought me dinner, and I think we watched Heathers or Beaches or something, whatever movie was the big chick flick back then. And I just burst out crying, and she just held me. She didn't say a word. She just sat there and let me cry it out. That is the kind of comfort that we need sometimes. Sometimes we just have to wrap our arms around ourselves and comfort ourselves. Archangel Azrael says, I'm with you in your time of need. I'm helping your heart to heal. Gentleness. Archangel Sandalphon, be gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. When you've been through a trauma, you need to be able to come down. We all know that adrenal glands produce adrenaline, and when a shock or a trauma occurs, your adrenals go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Your system is flooded with chemicals in your brain and throughout your body. And for many people, they recognize the cortisol hormone, which if you have that little, what people call a beer baby, that is actually oftentimes the cortisol hormone stored up in your tissues, and those adipose tissues, which usually land around your gut. Ironically, which is where your solar plexus is, right? So, being gentle with yourself after experiencing trauma in this journey is necessary for your healing. And if you notice, there is music indicated here. Heal, allowing the hurts, the vibrations of music to soothe you. Do you ever notice when babies are just losing their shit, people will say, sing them a lullaby? I know this because at one point in my life, other than being a mother, I was a care provider. I helped a friend with her daycare when her father was dying. I was known as the baby whisperer. I would swaddle the baby, hold them, sing to them, and they would fall asleep. And I was able to put them down and they were able to stay asleep. Apparently, not everybody can do that, but for some reason that's one of my superpowers. But I had to learn how to use that same gentleness on myself to be comforting to my inner inner child, particularly after a trauma. Prosperity. Archangel Ariel, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. You are prosperous and you will prosper. As you have withdrawn your energy from toxic or non-helpful situations and individuals, you will recognize prosperity manifesting in your own life, all around you. Do you see this cornucopia of abundance? Even if that is seeds, seeds have the ability to grow and lead to an abundance of prosperity. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me share that with you. I guess that was the appropriate time to do so, and I appreciate that you allowed me that moment to share that. Beloved one, Archangel Shamuel, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Again, you have soul mates. And many people now are recognizing they are calling in their soulmate of a romantic nature. This is somebody who's already showing you who they are. See, we recognize there's a 3D template to dating and romance. We see somebody, we like them, we're attracted, we want to connect. Right? That's a 3D template. On a spiritual level, our higher self is calling in a soulmate. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm hearing Whitney Houston. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody who loves me. That dance of life, that rhythm, it's someone who, if you've ever seen a dance or Dancing with the Stars, when they're doing a waltz where there's a very close connection, there's not a lot of jerking and pushing and pulling. There is a insyncedness or a quick step. They have to move in time and be in sync. This is where many people are in this journey, is they're calling in someone who can keep up with that. Oh, good night, Victoria. Love and blessings. Your soulmates are here. Your light tribe is here. But there is also a soul mate, an individual capable of maintaining a light relationship with you, working alongside you and as individuals. And now we're being reminded that that's what's coming in because we've been calling it in and because this angel is here to help us. Okay? We're being called to nurture ourselves. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. You might have needed to reparent yourself through this journey. And that's cool. That's okay. Because that helped you. Because like I said, when our inner children, our little inner children are at turmoil, they're going to come in like a wrecking ball in any relationship that we encounter. I think I said it last night, when little kids have had too much sugar, they're playing out in the sun, they haven't had a nap, by the time you get them, they're a hot ass mess. Or if they've been in the house for a week because it's been raining, they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Many of us, if we didn't heal those childhood traumas, they're still there, just waiting for the right circumstance to trigger that avalanche of emotions to show up. Hello. We're being called to get outdoors. Archangel Jophiel, go outside, get some fresh air, connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. That's important. Passion. Archangel Haniel, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. Get excited, get switched on about your life. You're a powerful light worker. You came out of this twin flame journey, this post-traumatic stress from encountering maybe someone in distortion energy or wounds within yourself that were illuminated or opened up. But through this journey, you have become a splendid torch. And you are part of a collective. You're not alone as you were here. You have a family here to help you. So get passionate, get lit for your purpose. And in order to do that, you're going to have to be brave and true. Good night, Matt. You're welcome. When darkness surrounds you, be the light. Be the light. Be who you were created to be. Get to that place of being rare, raw, and real, and allow those connections to flow into your life. It's beautiful, it's a miracle, and it's amazing. Now, let me zoom out of this a little bit. The heart chakra. Heart chakra says the answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. The base chakra. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. Your solar plexus. It is safe for you to be powerful. Take charge of your life in positive ways. Your ear chakra. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. Third eye chakra. It is safe for you to see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. Sacral chakra. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, and processed foods. Respect your sensitivities and avoid harsh items, situations, and relationships. Throat chakra. Angels are helping you speak your truth in loving ways. The crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answers to your prayers. Now that you are off the roller coaster of the twin flame journey and acknowledging your birthright and abilities as a light worker, call upon archangels Raphael and Michael to assist you with the chakras and healing and staying in alignment, because this is going to be a critical piece of the journey, especially when you are in union with yourself and coming into connections with other soul family members, other light workers, and a romantic soulmate. You guys know I'm crazy town trying to pick these up with my nails, so you have to forgive me as I kind of muddle my way through this. But hopefully these messages are resonating and coming through, and you're watching me make all kinds of a mess on my little desk here. Oh my gosh. Epic. How's everybody doing, by the way? Forgive me as you watch me Mickey Mousing these cards around. I'm trying not to be rough with them, but I'm like, okay, let's get to the next deck. Oh, yes, right? We're kind of done with that whole roller coaster stuff, because we need our adrenaline system and our adrenals to not be flushing our system constantly with this high concentration of stress, right? Here's where we are in our journey. Here's where we're focusing our time, attention, and efforts for our greatest and highest good, right? Awesome. It's time for you to honor your uniqueness. Have faith to walk through new doors. Walk away from illusions and towards truth. Walk away from it. Release your cares to God. Be the love you wish to receive. Speak words of love. Focus on your blessings. Let love light the way. Look at life from a higher perspective. See everything through the eyes of love. Shine your inner light brightly. Commit to a spirit of excellence. The gift of love and light. You are a gift of love and light. Recognize yourself, and others will recognize you too. Like attracts like. Leave a trail of love as you walk the earth. Move boldly into a golden future. Yep. Spend more time outdoors. It is time to be adventurous and play. Raise your vibration. Raise your energy. Use loving strength and discernment. Gentleness is the path of peace. Be gentle. Be the powerful presence of peace. Cooperation and partnership bring great rewards. Absolutely. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's what's coming in. Express yourself through creativity. Pure and unconditional love. That is what you have learned through this journey. And now you are giving it to yourself. Celebrate the beautiful gift of life, because it is indeed a beautiful gift. Face your future with boldness and strength. This is our guidance that we're receiving from the angels to help heal from post-traumatic twin flame syndrome. As a matter of fact, Jennifer, yes, I am. Got my alkaline water right here. Awesome. See, there's one of my soul sisters reminding me, hey girl, hey, you better drink that water. I'm like, yes, ma'am. All right. What else are the angels wanting us to know and guiding us towards and helping us with now that we are off the roller coaster? We've got our bearings. We've, got our feet on the ground. We're getting our sea legs back. What do we need to know? We're cultivating strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. We're being called to study. Reading, researching, education help us gain confidence and clarity about our careers and our life callings. Some of us are going to be stepping into the arena of being speakers. Our life purposes involve skills of oration. Practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. Oracle cards. Surprise, surprise. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. Options. Consider the career options that are available to you, the possibilities that are open to you. Remember, you are a master manifester. You can do anything you set your mind to. Nutrition. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. Well, yeah, because you're repairing and healing your body by paying careful attention to what you are putting into your body. Letting go. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. Walking away from a toxic twin connection in favor of strengthening and healing yourself is for your greatest and highest good. Creative expression. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. Books. You connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. Love that throat chakra activation. Builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. Some of you are amazing encouragers. You know how to build people up. Freedom. You're free to do what you choose. Choose you. Choose you, boo. Artist. Engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. Good night, darling DJ. Blessings. Sleep well. You're on the right path. You're on the right path. Spirit, the angels, our source is letting you know you are on the right path. You have made the journey to get back to yourself. Don't quit. Don't give up. And don't go backwards. Wow. Beautiful messages. Beautiful messages. Okay. Yeah, the angels are speaking pretty clearly tonight about the direction that we're headed, particularly now that we recognize the journey we're on, the bigger picture. The bigger picture. Okay. All right. You've gone through an awakening. True story. You've had to practice letting go, which triggered an even bigger transformation. Right? You're growing. Beautiful. You're blooming, as a matter of fact. And now you are in tune and listening to your higher thoughts from your higher self. And you now recognize that you have infinite potential. You recognize that you're never alone. You recognize you have more strength than you thought you had. You're stronger than you know. Now you have merged with your higher consciousness. You are integrated, healed, and whole again. You're standing in your truth. Just like forgiveness and breathing, truth flows to you and through you with great ease now. Because every day you manifest harmony in your life through your decisions to stay high vibrational. You have learned how to manage your energy. Just like that song by Kenny Rogers, you know, the gambler, you better know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You know how to handle your energy now. You're working on the tweaks and calibrations daily, but you recognize the importance of protecting your energy, and you will not allow yourself to go back into circumstances, situationships, connections with people that drag your energy down. You have learned to seek comfort and to comfort yourself when you are feeling low. You reach for the light. You reclaim your power. You are in constant connection with your own inner child. You've reparented your inner child. You have been mastering being here now, being in the present moment, not staying in the past and not flashing forward to the future. You are present in the here and now, moving towards the light on your journey, because you are the light. Literally, you are the light. Look at that. You can't make this stuff up. Come on. You have set the twin free. You have looked at yourself in the mirror, your own reflection. You have set free any faulty perceptions of yourself. And now you're at peace because you recognize you are the light. You're learning right now. You're learning a lot about healing modalities. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about love and life, ancient wisdom. Now you're also applying what you're learning in real time. You recognize your connection to Blessed Mother Earth, and you're recognizing you are a conduit between heaven and earth. The power is flowing to you and through you now, which causes you to feel tremendous joy. What a privilege and an honor to serve in the light. And because of your service and obedience, a door to the infinite has been unlocked and opened for you. The eternal light of love is flowing to you and through you every single day. You recognize the creator and source of life. You recognize the universe. You recognize higher beings, light beings. And you honor the fact that we are one. You now recognize you have options and opportunities before you. You are able to make choices, not from desperation and fear, but from wholeness and balance and light and love and flow. You're in the flow. Spirit wants to remind you, you have success now. Success has manifested in your life because you allowed yourself to go through this journey. You are successfully healing yourself, returning to yourself. Do you see this being has light coming out all around and a flow of water? If fear blocks flow, and this is you and me, we have conquered fear, and now the water can flow. The living water can flow to us and through us. And we will experience fulfillment. Beautiful. I'm telling you guys, these cards, so beautiful. I'm so excited that these angel cards have been so spot on in guiding us and pointing us in the direction of what's for our greatest and highest good. We just have, I think, 2 decks left to go, and then we'll do some individual card pulls. Angel answers. Ask your angels. What's your next move? Ask your angels. Yeah. They're there. They will point you in the right direction. The card success has come up twice. You have successfully come through some very difficult times, and you're moving in the flow of love. So expect to see success. Yeah, we had to choose a new direction. We determined that it's time to connect to ourselves, pay attention, connect with soulmates, and call in our romantic soul mate. For some people, you've already got that romantic soulmate. For others, you're calling in your soul tribe. And we're here. We're here to help you. We're here to love on you, encourage you, and help strengthen you. We're being called to trust ourselves, trust our instincts. I am ether, so cute. Some of us are learning how to trust ourselves for the first time, like really trust ourselves. And some of us are learning to allow through the soulmate journey to develop trust, to allow trust to develop with someone without the added pressure of the objective of trying to get to the romance. It's just, you just build the trust through the connection, and If it leads to romantic feelings, then awesome. Otherwise, you've developed a healthy connection with people you can trust and who trust you. You've learned to improve your health because you're taking the steps to focus on you. This opportunity card just came up in the previous deck. Many of you are recognizing there are opportunities flowing to you. You're now listening to your intuition. Oh, look at that. Double confirmation. You're listening to your intuition. Finally, you're trusting yourself that what you're hearing is correct. You've stopped second and third guessing yourself. You're recognizing that meditation brings answers. This looks like a keyhole. You have the key. You are the key. The answers will flow into you. Let go came up again. Anything that's dragging you, let it go. You've learned how to communicate clearly. You can now articulate what your needs are. You can speak and be heard. Manifestation of abundance. Because you're no longer in this energy of wanting for someone, you already feel abundant and complete and whole, so there's no need to be wanting or in scarcity. You recognize you're abundant. You also have come to the conclusion that perfect divine timing is the best timing. The peaceful resolution with a toxic twin connection is to let go and not get dragged. You don't have to convince someone of your worth. You don't have to fix them. You don't have to explain to them why they need to be with you. You can reconcile by simply releasing them with love and light. And if they indeed are a soulmate to you, they may return to you in or not in this timeline. But you're being called to have a peaceful resolution so you can continue living your best life. Here's your soul family, your soul mates, plural. People who are genuinely helpful, that care about you, that will speak the truth and love to you and not sugarcoat stuff. People who are riding for you, that when things are going good, they're clapping for you, and when things are going to shit, they're the first ones there to let you know, I've got your back. Those are the people you want to invest in. Stop watering dead trees. Be assertive. Ask. Open your mouth. A closed mouth does not get fed. Speak up about what you need. Talk to your angels. Talk to Source. Talk to the universe. Talk to those high vibrational individuals. Be assertive. Why? Because there's something better for you. There is something better for you. Something better than someone running away or being contentious or disappearing, creating drama. There's something better. This is the something better. People who know how to have relationships with you that are good for your soul. Relationships where there's no need to worry. You will always know where you stand. There won't be that ambivalence and, push and pull and, someone, playing games with your heart. Not in a true soul connection where you are both in a healthy. Holla. Remain positive. That perfect timing, divine timing has come up twice. Trust. Hi, Angelina. Trust. Remain positive. Stay positive. Call in your soul mate. Call in your soul mates. Romantic feelings. So this is soulmate, your mates, your friends, your true connections with souls that get you, and calling in your soulmate, your plus one that has romantic feelings. Remain positive. A lot of people may have experienced feeling jaded from this post-traumatic stress, post-traumatic twin flame syndrome. But tough times don't last always. A lot of people are in this recovery energy. They're in recovery from this. And you will make a full recovery because you are guided by the angels. You are supported by a light working family, a tribe who's here with you, right alongside of you, to help you. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Oh my gosh, you guys, right? Yes, right, Ether. Are you guys vibing with this? Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, I really was like, oh, okay. Post-traumatic stress is no joke, but post-traumatic twin flame syndrome is really no joke. A lot of people have gotten their feelings hurt, been stressed out, all over the place behind distorted energy and individuals that remain in that energy. And, like I said, it's like watching a toddler try to put square pegs through a round hole. We love you too. Look at this. Angel of new life. An exciting new chapter in your life is about to unfold. What perfect timing. That card came right after the recovery card. Angel of space clearing. It's time to clear old negative thoughts and feelings. Angel of emergence. It's time for the real you to emerge. That's what a great majority of this dream experience, this, I don't want to call it a fantasy, but this journey is about. You getting back to the real you. You. The angel of union. A partnership blessed and destined for greatness. You know what partnership that is. Yep. Angel of joyfulness. Something wondrous and magical is about to happen. You're darn tootin' it is. Angel of manifestation. Your efforts, determination, and perseverance have paid off. Absolutely. Angel of psychic ability. Your intuition and psychic abilities are strong at present. Oh, yes, they are, because all your clairs have come online. They have come online. Angel of communication. Communicate clearly. Don't be afraid to tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. Angel of self-worth. You're currently undervaluing yourself. It's time to regain your self-worth. Well, pshaw, yeah, because if you've been in a toxic connection in the twin flame journey, your head has been spun all around in circles. You don't know your head from your rear end half the time because it's so overwhelming. And some people are so skilled in manipulation and fuckery and abuse and neglect and ambivalence that it'll make you feel like your head is spinning. But you made a decision to go get yourself, heal yourself, reclaim yourself. So your self-worth is rising up out on the streets. Took my time, took my chances. Now you've got the eye of the tiger. Ain't nobody gonna be able to break your stride. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and you're going for it. You know you're not a tray of free samples at Costco. Angel of vision. Someone is not revealing part of the story. Don't. Trust your feelings over what others say. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Energy doesn't lie. Pay attention to what is going on around you. Pay attention to the vibration coming from a person. Just saying. Angel of Finances, honor and give thanks for the blessings you are about to receive. Don't stay broke, busted, and disgusted, because that is scarcity mindset. You don't want that. The Angel of Prayer, ask the universe and the angels for help and guidance. The Angel of Relaxation, let go of desired outcomes and you will get what you want and what you need. Angel of the Universe, you're being encouraged to expand your thinking. I want to go higher. Elevate your mind. Take back all that energy you were spending on watering dead trees and breathe life into your own creations. The Angel of Abundance, a steady flow of abundance is about to manifest. Double confirmation. You know how excited I get when I see the card that lands that matches with the deck cover. It's so exciting for me. The Angel of Clearing. Your time of waiting and confusion will soon be over. Yeah, because you've made a decision of quality to stop looking through rose-colored glasses. You've stepped back from the picture to see the big picture. You're clearing up whatever needs to be cleared up so you can go on with your life and be the greatest version of yourself. The Angel of Healing. The angels have felt your sadness and have shown up today to send you healing. Every individual who has experienced this post-traumatic stress from the twin flame journey, today is your day to get your healing. Finally, you've been obtaining it like Hansel and Gretel, dropping those little breadcrumbs. You've been picking up the breadcrumbs of healing, but today, the Angel of Healing is here for you to get yourself healed with your cute self because the suffering and pain has been so much for so many. People have been so depressed, anxious, wounded, distraught. Do any of those words sound familiar? Have you felt any of those emotions on this journey? Sure. Particularly if you've dealt with that energy of distortion and that Snow Queen or King energy. It has riddled you like bullets through a piece of cheese, like you look like Swiss cheese. And many of us have tried to put Band-Aids and patches on, but Spirit is like, no. You're whole. You don't need a boo-boo pack. Receive this healing from Archangel Raphael right now so that you can move forward in your life, knowing that that post-traumatic experience is being healed. Hello. And y'all know why I say that Costco sample tray, because I'm going to tell you, I have seen some greedy ass people try to go back 2, 3, 4 times for the same sample. I'm like, really? Okay. I'm not judging, but dang, there's a whole line of people waiting and you've been through the line 2 or 3 or 4 times. What are you doing? There are some people who will keep coming back for more with you until you cut them off. Just saying. Angel of Addiction Healing. This is a time of positive transformation and healing. If you were addicted to love, addicted to lust, addicted to drama, addicted to a person, a feeling, were you hooked on a feeling? How someone made you feel, what they said to you, but their actions didn't line up for it? Cut them like a check. It's time for you to heal. It's time for you to get off of that carousel of crazy with this post-traumatic stress from the twin flame journey. angel of support. The universe has heard your silent call for help. Hello. Your silent call for help. Somebody has been calling out to their angels, to God, to the universe, saying, I'm doing the work. I thought I was healed. I've been trying to clear these areas that have been painful. I can't sleep at night when you are on my mind. Bobby Womack's on the radio, singing to me. If you think you're lonely now, wait a minute, this is too deep. I gotta change the station. You know, that song, When You Left, I Lost a Part of Me. It's still so hard to believe. Come back, 'cause we belong together. Well, you don't belong together in the timeline with a person who is operating in toxicity and scarcity and mind games and fuckery and ambivalence. You deserve better. You deserve better. And then you entered into this healing and purging and cleansing phase. And then the individual still hasn't made their moves, their boss moves to heal themselves. You cried out to the universe. You cried out to Source, help. Drowning in your own tears. You're enough. You're amazing. Just the way you are. That's why your soul tribe is appearing. Your soulmates have arrived. Like I said, like an airplane, they're coming in, they're landing, coming in for a landing every day. You're meeting people who get you, people who care about your soul. They genuinely care. These individuals are going to be coming into your life, and some of them just might be that romantic soulmate that is not going to fit the 3D template of what you're used to. They may not look, act, behave, dress the way that you're accustomed to. But oh, when I'm telling you, when they love your soul, ooh, that's some earth-shaking stuff. That's somebody who would drink your dirty bathwater. That is somebody who is like, I love me some you. They're going to be riding for you, not sometimes, all the time. They show up ready to help. I love Mr. Rogers. He said, you know, look, his mother actually, I believe, told him this. She said, look for the helpers. When times are tough, look for the helpers because they're there to help. Soulmates are here to help. A soulmate not only will help, but they'll take it to the next level. They're there to help build you up and build with you and serve in mission. How awesome is that? You'll know when you're knower. You will know when you're knower. I recently picked up this deck. This is another Tony Carmine Salerno. This is the Peace Oracle, guidance for challenging times. Coming out of post-traumatic stress, particularly in this twin flame journey, is going to require peace, internal peace and healing in order to move forward. In fact, I'm going to read this before we get started on this last deck. Even those born into peace can succumb to the hurries and pressures of daily life, finding themselves despairing at the loss of harmony, accord, and contentment. However, peace is an art that can be developed and nurtured just like any other quality or skill. Beautiful, thoughtful, and lovingly crafted, this oracle from Tony Carmine Salerno and Leela Williams will inspire support, strengthen you on the journey to calm, compassion, and confidence. The sublime images and insightful messages offer practical advice, higher guidance, and affirmations to help you cultivate peace in your heart, your head, and your home so that serenity can blossom into all areas of your life. Begin to live your peace today. That peace needs to set up in your heart space. In your heart space. You know, there's so many songs written about the heart. Every beat of my heart. Total eclipse of the heart. Don't go breaking my heart. Right? The heart is just as important as the lungs. We need that heart beating. You ever notice when someone's heartbeat is irregular? It's problematic. We've heard of heart attack. Wow, that's deep. The heart is an important vessel. We've learned on this journey that our hearts have an intelligence that our minds can't even comprehend. Do you know how I realized that? When someone adopts a child, any child, be it a child that is their same ethnicity, their race, a child of a different race, a child with special needs or medical needs. It is one of the most beautiful experiences when you can tell a child was adopted. When you see and know that that child was adopted. The most beautiful thing is to witness the love between those adoptive parents and that child. And we're not just talking babies. I'm talking children of all ages and stages. They say that, and this was shared to me by a friend of mine who, her mother adopted children, her and her father adopted children, thinking they couldn't have children. And then they were blessed to have biological children, but they had adopted children. And she said that one of her adopted sisters and the biological daughter of her parents indicated to her that she felt, well, you're not really, my mom's, you're adopted. And she said that it just hurt her little feelings. These were like little kids when they were little. And they, kids say the darndest things. And so she ran home from the friend's house crying, and she went in and told her mom how much it hurt her feelings that, that the sister said that to her. And she said, the mom sat her on her lap, and she told her, I may not have got to carry you in my womb, but I will always carry you in my heart. That was one of the sweetest things I think I had ever heard in my entire life. And I've had the pleasure of spending opportunities getting to know her mom, and her mom really meant what she said. Her heart had an intelligence that most people's minds cannot comprehend. To adopt 3 children of different ethnicities from different walks of life, even after they conceived 2 children of their own, and never once missed a beat, because in the heart space, all she knew is all 5 of those children were hers by heart. Our heart space must remain open in order to give and receive love. This heart is at the center. This is like the conduit between heaven and earth. That's us. We must remain open. Do not allow the hardships of life to cause you to put a sheath of ice around your heart space. It is safe for you to love and be loved. It's safe. You're healing the heart space. Your soul family is helping you with that. And you have such gratitude because you feel it in your heart and in your soul. You recognize the people who recognize you. You're grateful. You're doing a lot of contemplating right now about what you've been through and where you're going. But it's all good. Nothing has happened that wasn't supposed to happen. Confirmation, right? You're making different choices now. Those choices are going to lead you to the greatest love of your life, which is you, which will help you attract the next greatest love of your life, which is your soulmate, your romantic soulmate. Right now, you're enjoying the bliss of unity with your soul family. It feels so good to be with those who care about you, who genuinely wish well for you. You recognize the truth in them, and they recognize the truth in you. Oh, look at these two cards together. Look at that. Wow. Interesting. Wowie zowie. You've made a realization about the truth. The truth is that the twin flame journey was never the destination. You realize that as a powerful light worker, you have a calling, a higher calling. And now the truth is you're beginning to be more connected to your higher self than you've been in your entire life. And now you're doing even bigger, greater things than you ever thought you'd be doing. Because you released what you thought the twin flame journey was about in favor of becoming your authentic self through self-mastery. You realized you can't fix someone else. Doesn't work that way. Through your self-mastery, you've transformed.